But I think that's a really interesting point about prejudicial tweets, um, and what you're now starting to see is social networking filtering into really almost everyday life, absolutely, even into courtrooms. There was a recent, very very high profile trial in Scotland where the judge allowed tweeting from within the courtroom, which I think was the first at that level, certainly in Scotland. Um, Now, I think that brings with it challenges as well as, I think, real opportunities. And what we are finding now is more and more news is breaking on Twitter first. And Twitter has actually become probably the channel of choice for the police and law enforcement across the world in terms of monitoring for breaking news. And that came about through if you remember the Hudson River plane crash, that was first broken on Twitter. And police forces across the world suddenly thought that was, if you like, the tipping point where law enforcement and policing really got serious about Twitter and saw it as not just something that was kind of a bit geeky, but this was actually a kind of game changer. And we really need to kind of take this seriously. And I think we've seen instances in pretty high profile murder cases recently where the pressure that social networking can put on the police to release details, release information, and I think there's some good that comes out of that, but also I think there's the need to understand how that could prejudice an inquiry, where the release of inappropriate information, I think we would all understand, is never a good thing in terms of the role of the SIO and protecting the integrity of the investigation. So there's a balancing act for the police in terms of being seen to be modern, being seen to be relevant in terms of how we communicate and get information out to the public in a way that we have to do faster than ever before, in an accurate way. The fact we're being challenged by social networking sites who are putting information out there, a lot of which is accurate. So how do we do all that and yet really protect what is a really important role, that if we get something really horrible, how do we make sure we investigate that properly and we absolutely maximise the opportunities for bringing that offender to justice? So that is a challenge.